Hello, and welcome to another wonderful practical episode of Learning with Jerome, the podcast where we both learn about how to build a business, invest, and ultimately a magnificent life with incomplete information and incomplete understanding. Yes, I'm talking about entity system that thrive by capitalizing and using disorder cluster such as mistakes, errors, time, the unknown, uncertainty has fuel for improvement. I am your host Jerome Gassa from optionalityprofit.com. I have another exciting, insightful, practical episode to share with you. After all, a little bit of agitation gives motivation to the soul, and what really makes the species prosper is not peace so much as freedom. And from the same line, my mentor, the magnificent and best risk analyst alive today, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, put it best this way: this is one life's packages. There is no freedom without noise and no stability without volatility. Welcome to you guys. If someone tries to trick you with evidence-based analysis, show him this story of the turkey. Consider the following story, borrowed from Bertrand Russell and adopted by me. A turkey is fed for 1,000 days by a butcher, and every day confirmed to the turkey and turkey's business paid membership sites or offline, paid subscription sites or offline, the turkey's risk management department in a company, and the turkey's analytic department in a business, the turkey's statistic department of a company, that the butcher loves the turkey with increased statistical evidence, and every day bring more confidence to the statement. But until 1,001 days, there is something in the US called Thanksgiving. It's never a good idea to be a turkey that day. There is something big, a surprise event, or if you want, called black swan, of disastrous consequence for the turkey. In another word, the turkey becomes dead meat. What about the butcher? Well, I will give you the answer at the end of this episode. Let us continue. This story proves in a nutshell 3 things. We humans are usually very good at managing the ordinary. In another word, we humans are very good at predicting the regular, the ordinary, at handling the small, and excellent of being fooled by the outlier, the exception, the rare. Just take an example. HSBC is one of the 10 largest banks in England. Last year in 2005, in August precisely 2005, close to 5,000 employees were laid off the streets. They lose their jobs. Imagine someone who has been working there close to 30 years and now is in his middle 50s and is laid off the street. You see? Two, randomness doesn't look random. Therefore, don't be fooled by historical trend. Just like the employee is working for HSBC, one of the largest banks in England. Every single month, they were getting their salary. They know that the bank is there and taking care of them, they in reverse also are taking care of the welfare and the well-being of the bank, till one day, since rare event is rare, By the way, as I said, randomness doesn't look random. In another way, it's not going to tell you when it's going to happen, since it is unexpected. You're just surprised by it, just like the turkey, right? Okay. The second point here is that randomness, as I said, doesn't look random, and therefore don't be fooled by historical trend. What I mean by that is that don't make your inference based on the observable. In another word, don't go through life looking via the review mirror, meaning what's happened in the past doesn't predict the future. And that's the way 9 out of 10 people out there see things. Now, third point. The story illustrates the major problem of modernity, which is mistaking absence of evidence with evidence of absence. Keep in mind, with the rise of complexity in the world, people today are going through life looking the review mirror, meaning the past predict the future. Or when something happens, they will, since we human, we are very good at explaining things backward. The fact that they can explain it backward gives them the illusion that they can predict it, when beforehand they couldn't. By the way, random events are random. In another word, they are not going to tell you when they are going to happen. Now, and this is exactly what's happened to the turkey. Yes, the turkey was mistaking absence of evidence, meaning no arm, for evidence of absence. In another word, the turkey thought it is facing something predictable, in a sense where every single day the butcher took care of its welfare. But in reality, the turkey was facing something unpredictable than it thought. This mistake prevailed across board, namely in consultancy cycles, business cycles, intellectual cycles, policymaker cycles, individual life cycles, and more importantly, social science. Well, what is the big takeaway from this episode? Remember, I asked the question, what about the butcher? What happened to the butcher? The answer is, it is not a black swan to the butcher. And the whole idea in this episode, and the big takeaway in this episode of the turkey story, is not to be a turkey. In another word, be a butcher. In another word, when something unexpected happened that did benefit you, rather than you being victim, just like the turkey turned out to be deadbeat. How? By avoiding the evidence-based approach and seeking negative information, which reduce the space of what we do by knowledge to what does not work, right? Because what we do by knowledge means certainty. Where at this moment, as we are talking, we live in a world that has become increasingly very complex due to globalization and internet. You can see the consequence out there. Donald Trump became president of the US. Who would have believed it? Even the media out there, they try as much as they can, he end up winning, right? Now, what I'm trying to say is that we need to pay for negative result. Why? Quite simple. Because in a world that is stable and that doesn't change, just like if you are an employee, you are in an environment where the rules are set. Yeah, you act according to those rules, right? In another way, it is an environment that is predictable. But the real world doesn't work that way. And this is the way we are living now in that world. Now, in a world that is stable and that doesn't change, intelligence is about noticing things that are relevant, meaning detecting pattern. Whereas in a complex world, meaning the world of uncertainty, the unknown, the random world, intelligence consists in ignoring things that are irrelevant, avoiding false pattern. Yes, my dear friend, if you cannot survive, you won't make it, right? It is just like a person who is talking about growth without concern of fragility, right? It just looks like a builder who is talking about the construction of a building without concern of collapses. The whole point of what I'm trying to say here is to think like an engineer than thinking like an economist who always focus on prediction, or consultant who are always focusing on what? On prediction. Whereas focusing on prediction means the knowledge that they are giving to you is certain, but reality is not that way. Why? Because that knowledge turned out to be fragile. Whereas when you approach things in a sense where you want to know how it works, it is more robust because it is based on phenomenology, right? Excuse a little bit my French accent, but one of the key elements of what I'm trying, by the way, time is the best detector of anything fragile. In another, forget the moral or whatever people are going to tell you out there. Time or whatever psychological newspaper or finding will come out there. Time is the best detector of anything fragile. Why? Because if something is fragile over the time, because time brings disorder, time brings error, time brings the unknown, time brings options, time brings volatility, time brings variation, anything that is predictable will basically be armed by error, mistakes, or what I just cited right now, which I call all these disorder brothers, right? If you like one, you like all of them. If you dislike one, you dislike all of them. Therefore, you can easily discount anecdotes and stories and go to the core subject by making sound judgment through what I said before. Welcome to the world of uncertainty. We in Optionality Profit, where I am the founder, Jerome Gassan, I have specialized myself in the area of uncertainty, randomness, by helping people worldwide how to build a system where mistakes can occur without threatening the system, but more importantly, use as fuel for improvement. Yes, with the rise of complexity today, we are more prone to errors. And since we are in an environment where we can make mistakes, we can also benefit from them. Jeff Bezos put it well this way. If someone, I'm trying to paraphrase him, if someone tries to take all mistakes or failure out of a process, innovation will cease. Failure and invention are inseparable twins. And after all, man's error are his portals of discovery. Right, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in. It was an honor to serve you. And by the way, just check out tomorrow about the next episode. That will be also very insightful. It was an honor to serve you. Take this idea, implement it not only in your life, but also in your business or any investment that you are trying to undertake. And most importantly, share it with your loved ones, share it in social media, I'll be glad. Thank you for tuning in. It was a pleasure and an honor to serve you. See you tomorrow for the 2 next episode. Thank you guys.